Okay. Good morning, friends. We are learning our subject Python for Data Science 3150713. In that, we are learning pandas, which is part of our module 2 and module 3. So, let us continue with the filtration process. Filtration is a process in which we discard some groups according to a group-wise computation that evaluates true or false. In order to filter a group, we use filter method and apply some condition by which we filter group. So now let us filter the data. Let us have the data frame created with the same data which we have seen in the previous lecture. That is, we can say name, age, address, qualification. These columns are there. Let us create the data frame that is using pd.data frame and data1, right? So we have created the data frame. That is what we are able to see here. Right now what we do is we are doing first of all group by. Then after what we are doing is we are doing group dot filter lambda x. We know that the anonymous function, or we can say lambda function, that is, we can say the condition is len of x is greater than or equal to 2. Now let's see where the len of x is greater than or equal to 2. We are able to see 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. What is 4? 4 is Anuj, right? 4 is Anuj. What we are saying is group dot filter. No, Anuj is there, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. What is not there? Gaurav, right? That is not there. Why it is not there? What we are saying is len of x that is greater than or equal to 2. What do we say about len of x? What we are having in our this one, what we can say group by, right? Group by means we'll be able to have the groups, right? Whose length is greater than or equal to 2, that we are displaying. We are not displaying the groups which are having length that is less than 2. For Jai, we are having 2 entries, so we can say group length is 2. For Anuj also, we are having the length as 2. For Gaurav, we are having only length as 1. Abhi is also not displayed. For that also only one entry is there. So group length is only 1, right? So what we are doing is group dot filter where the length of the group is greater than or equal to 2. So where in the group we are having the entry that is greater than or equal to 2, for that only is displays the output. For Abhi and Gaurav, it doesn't display the output, right? Same here, what we are having is lambda x where x of age max is greater than 30. So we are able to see 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 is not there, 0 is not there. For 2, what it is having, we want that max should be max is greater than 30. For this 22 and for 27, what is the max? That is 27, which is less than this 30, right? So it becomes false. So it doesn't show that. And for what it doesn't show, it is 0 and 2, right? 0 and 2 is fine. That is a group only for us. So it is okay. For others, it displays. For Anuj, you can say it is 36 and 24. So what is max? Max is 36. So you can say it is greater than 30, right? It is greater than 30. So it displays that, right? For print C, it is 32 and 27. What is max? That is 32, which is greater than 30. So it displays that, right? Now same for, we are saying the standard deviation is greater than 5. So we are able to see that for only 1 Anuj and 5 Anuj, right? Now we can say age is greater than 50. So where the age is greater than 50, for that only it displays. For Anuj, is we are having the date greater than 50. What we are doing is sum of age is greater than 50. Sum of age, that means for Anuj, age is 24. Here the age is 36. So what we can say is the summation which is greater than 50. For print C, this is 32, this is 27. Sum is greater than 50. So for that, it displays the data here, isn't it? This is our original data frame. Now what we are doing is, we are doing group df2 dot rename and qualification. Instead of that name, we are giving it as education. Let me show you. See, in this data frame, we were having the column name as qualification. That we have changed, that is using rename. And now we are able to see it as the education. Fine. Now, for say age, we are having small age as the spelling, and for qualification, we are having education, right? So let's see that we are renaming the columns, isn't it? We can say we are renaming the columns, isn't it? That is using this rename. Let me give you this one. Rename the columns, fine? Okay. Now, we want to add the prefix and suffix to the column name, right? So what we do? Group df2 dot add underscore add underscore prefix and as x underscore. So instead of name, age, address, education, now it is x underscore name, x underscore age, x underscore address, x underscore education. Column names are being changed and prefix, that is x underscore, is being added. For y, we can say underscore y, right? That is suffix. This was prefix, this is suffix, right? So what we can say is, we were having x underscore, right? Which we have already done, this one. Now, see, when we have done the changes we have saved in this group df2. That is why we are able to see these changes in effect. And as we want to have that in effect, and now we want to add one more, that is x underscore name is there. Now we want to add the suffix, that is underscore y, right? So that's what we are able to do here. That is, we can say group df2 dot add suffix and underscore y. So we are able to see it as x underscore name underscore y, x underscore age underscore y, x underscore address underscore y, x underscore education underscore y as the column names, right? Now we want to know about the categorical variables. Categorical can make on only a limited and usually fixed number of possible values. Besides the fixed length, categorical data might have an order but cannot perform numeric operations, right? Categorical are pandas data type. Now for that, what I can say you, category, right? Category, what we say is categorical. For that we can say category is that category is, say we are having first class, then you can say second class, then you can say third class. This is the category, right? These three are the categories. We do have order in that. That is, we can say first, then second, then third, right? Sorting you can say. So order is there for that. First, second, third. That order is there. But can we do numeric operations? Can we do first plus second? No, that is not possible. Can we do second plus third? That is not possible. So numeric operations are not possible on categorical data, right? So what we are having for that? Say class pandas dot categorical. Fine. Okay. Categoricals can only take on only a limited and usually fixed number of possible values. They are the categories. In contrast to statistical categorical variables, a categorical might have an order, but numerical operations are not possible. All values of the categorical are either in categories or np.nan. This not available number, right? Assigning values outside of categories will raise a value error. Order is specified or defined by order of the categories, not lexical order of values. Lexical order, that means we can say if the number is there, 1, 2, 3, 4, that way. But here we can say order we can define. If I say it as, say, ad hoc assistant professor, then we can say assistant professor, then you can say that associate professor, and then after professor. These are the grades of professors who are teaching you, right? So for that, we can provide the order. That is, first of all, ad hoc assistant professor is there. After that, when that person is having the permanent interview, and if that person clears, then a person becomes assistant professor. A person after experience and PhD degree can become uh, the associate professor. But for that, what we have considered, ad hoc assistant professor, then assistant professor, right? Now, if the interview is there and person is having PhD plus few experience, then person will become associate professor. If the person is having good number of experience, whatever is required, PhD degree and experience with associate professor at least for 3 years, then person can become the professor, right? So what we can say is that is the order we can say, but numeric operations we cannot perform, right? So what are the parameters? That is the values, that is list like, categories, that is index like, ordered, that is boolean, default is false, whether or not this categorical is treated as an ordered categorical or not, right? Then we can say D type, that is categorical D type, right? We can have the exception which can raise, they are the type error or value error, right? Let's see the example. Let's say that we are having categorical variables, right? PD.categorical 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what are the categories? That is, we can say 1, 2, 3, right? This is the data given to us. From that, we can say we have identified the unique categories. Okay. Now we are having, say, ABC, ABC. So for that also we can say the categories are ABC. Okay. Now here we are specifying PD.categorical ABC, ABC. Ordered is equal to true. That's what we are specifying. And categories is equal to CBA. Now what happens? Now we are having the categories. There are 3 objects. Yes, but instead of this ABC as list, it says order is there, right? So it shows C less than B less than A. Why isn't it A is less than B is less than C? It is because here we have provided the categories, that is C, B, A, right? Now if I do C dot min, what it says C. Why? Because order is there, right? Order is there. So we can see C, B, A. C comes first. So it is minimum, right? So that we can do. Now, manipulating categorical data in Python. For that, we can say that we are having one hot encoding. What is that? One hot encoding is what, despite the different names, the basic strategy is to convert each category value into a new column and assign a 0 or 1, right? For 0, we can say false. For 1, we can say true value to the column. This has the benefit of not weighing a value improperly, but does have the downside of adding more columns to the data set. Pandas suppose this feature using get underscore dummies method. This function is named this way because it creates dummy indicator variables, also known as 1 or 0, right? Let's see the pd dot get underscore dummies. C, what is C? That is what we have already created. That was our categorical variable, right? Categorical variable, and there what we are doing is columns is equal to A dot head. We want to see few columns, right? First, or you can say top 5 columns we want to get. So we are using it as head, right? So what we are getting is for our C variable, we are having CBA because that is the order we have already created. CBA. Now, what we were having before, that was data frame we haven't printed, right? So let us print that. Yes. Let's print our data frame. That was what? C was there, right? ABC. ABC was that, and categories was this one, right? Now, what we are having is we are having our get underscore dummies. For that, we can say it is having CBA and the values are 0, 1, 0, 1, right? It is not having anything like ABC or anything that way, where the what we can say, where 1 is there, sorry, where A is there, it A is there, then it puts 1 in A, where the B is there, it puts 1 in B, where C is there, it puts 1 in C column, right? You can say it is ABC, right? First of all, ABC is there. So A is there, that means it puts 1 here. For B, it puts 1 here. For C, it puts 1 here, right? Then again, we are having, say, ABC. So what we can do is, for that, we can say 1 here. For B, we can say 1 here. If we are having again one more, we can say for C, we can have that. Let us rename the labels. So we are having the series, that is car underscore colors, car underscore data. Then we are having the categories. They are the colors categories and data categories. So for colors categories, we are saying purple, yellow, move. And for data categories, we are giving them as car colors only. So we are having a series, and then after we have provided the categories also. And now we are printing the car data. So what it says, 0, purple, 1, yellow, 2, move. And what is the category? That is 3 object, purple, yellow, and move, right? If we want to combine the labels, categorical label may be too small to offer significant data to analysis. There are only a few values which may not be enough to create a statistical difference. In case combining several small categories might offer better analysis result. Right, so what we are doing is this PD dot series is there for colors. Let's say it is category. After that, we can say we are having the series. There also we are having the categorical values. Then after we can say that car data. There we are setting the categories, right? Car underscore colors, car underscore data, and for car underscore data, we are specifying the categories, right? We are setting the categories. Now, print the car data dot loc. That is the location. And what we are saying is car underscore data is in red, right? So what we do with that? What categories we were having before? Car data. Let me put it here. This was the category. Let me put this one before. Yes, print car underscore data, right? First of all, we are printing the what car underscore data. That what we are having is blue, red, green, blue, red, green, and what blue underscore red, right? That's what was being said by this particular thing. Then what we are doing is we are having LOC for that car underscore data is in. Is the red available in this or not, right? For that we can say that two times the red is available, that is at 2 and at 4, right? So that's what it is giving. Say is in, is it available? So where it is available? So for that we can say at 2 location, for 4th location it is available, fine. And what else? Yeah, category. So for category, you can say blue, red, green, blue underscore red is there, right? Now change red, blue entries to blue, red, which combines the category. Blue and red, both the categories are there. We need to change, or you can say we need to combine it as blue underscore red. So first of all, we can say we are finding the locations that is for the red. We are finding the locations that is for the blue. Then after we are setting the category that is green and red underscore blue, blue underscore red. Let me do one thing. Let me print this. Print. Instead of red, we'll be having blue underscore red. Instead of blue, we'll be having the blue underscore red, right? We're checking for red. This is we are checking for red and we are changing it to blue underscore red. This is we are checking blue and we are changing it to blue underscore red, right? So let me give it as car underscore data here. Then again, we'll have the car underscore data. And then after, let us put one more, this one. So it will be clear with that, right? Okay. Then after we are setting the categories as green and blue underscore red, fine. Let's see. First of all, we are having the car underscore data, right? And there we are having the categories that is blue, red, green, blue underscore red. That was already there. Then after, what we have done is we have changed red to blue underscore red and blue to also blue underscore red. So after that, what we are able to see is blue underscore red, then green, it is normal, blue underscore red, green, blue underscore red, and green. Instead of what we can say, yeah, here, what we can say is we are having blue, green, it is blue and red wherever we are having, it will replace that with the blue underscore red category as we have specified here. Uh, no, for blue, yeah. For this one, it will replace the red to blue. Then after this is replacing blue to blue underscore red, right? We haven't printed before. It this much is that here we are having replacement of red with blue underscore red. Here we are having the replacement of blue to blue underscore red. Then after what is the case that we are having green and blue underscore red as the category. Okay. Working with HTML and parsing HTML. So here the module, which one? That is HTML parser. We can say HTML.parser.html parser. This, that is the class HTML parser, which serves as the basis for parsing text files formatted in HTML and XHTML, right? So what we are having? We are having the methods like feed, then close, then reset, then get position, then after we can say get start tag text, right? We do have end tag, then we can say handle and tag, handle start and tag, handle data, handle entity reference, handle character reference, parser.handle command. We want to consider the start tag. We want to consider and tag. We want to consider the entity, right? So this is what we want to consider. Now let's see the example. We can have the idea. Example of HTML parser, right? For that, let's first of all say from HTML.parser, import HTML parser, right? Now, let's say we are having the class where we are passing the HTML parser object, right? We are having the methods that is handle start tag, handle and tag, and handle data. Three methods we are having. As these are the class methods, we can say first parameter will be our self, then after whatever parameters you want. So here we are passing the tag and attributes. For start tag, for end tag, we are passing only tag, and for handle data, we are passing data, right? These are the parameters to the methods, and you can say what we are doing is for this we are printing tag, for this also we are printing tag, and for this we are printing data. That is handle start tag, handle end tag, handle data. When the start tag is there, what to do? When end tag is there, what to do? When data is there, what to do, right? Here we are only printing it. You can do other things also, no issue for that. But for this, we want to call this things. For that, we can say we are first of all creating the HTML parser object. So you can say parser is equal to my HTML parser. Now what is this? This is our my HTML parser, that is class object, which is the subclass of HTML parser that is available in HTML.parser, right? This is standard class, and we are making this subclass of it, right? So recall the concept of our subclass. Okay. Now parser is equal to my HTML parser. We are creating the object of the class, and after that we are calling the method, that is feed method. We are feeding the data with that for this parser. So HTML code is being given here. So HTML had title, test, title and head end, then body h1, the text, then and h1 and body and then HTML, right? Okay. So now let me run this. What it gives me? Encountered a start tag, that is HTML. Then start tag, that is for head, start tag for title, data is test, right? Data is test. It is the text for the title text, right? Then head is there, then you can say body is there, then h1 tag is there, then after the text there is a data is there, that is parse me, then the and tag for h1, body and HTML, right? Now let us consider the entities in that. For that we can say from HTML.parser, import HTML parser. From HTML.entities, import name to code point. Let's see. We are having our my HTML parser class, which is the subclass of our HTML parser. Here we are having handle start tag, that was there, but now we are modifying that. We are printing the attributes. Whatever is there in the attributes will print one by one attribute here. That is for attr in attr ads will print the attributes, handle and tag, then handle data, handle comment, handle entity reference, right? So for entity reference, what we can say is chr, that is what? Convert that to character, and name to code point or I. That is the what was that? This one. That's what we have used, the function we can say, right? Then handle character reference. What is there in that? If the name dot starts with X, if it starts with X, what we do is we are converting that to character. Whom you convert to character? That is, we can say one column. 0 we exclude, from 1 we are taking to the and that is in 16 base, right? So hexadecimal value is there which we are converting to the character, fine. Or otherwise the integer name is there, and for that we convert to character, right? Then after handle declaration, right? We can say that we are printing that data. So let's see this. That is, we can say parser, that is equal to our class object. Let's see that parser also means print it. And then after that is the main dot my HTML parser. Now we want to supply the, what we can say, HTML to this, right? Different HTML I'll be providing to this using parser.feed. Let's see. For parser.feed, it has said it is declaration. Why it is declaration? Because it is having this exclamation, right? Exclamation is there. We can say it is a declaration, isn't it? Then we can say that parser.feed. For that, I am giving the image tag. So that I'll be able to say start tag as img, then attribute, that is src. This is src is equal to Python logo. Then we can say alternate text, that is the Python logo, right? So attribute is src, and alt, that is also the attribute, right? Name is equal to value, we can say it is the attribute, isn't it? Now I am giving it as say parser.feed, the h1 tag is starting, text is there, and then after and h1 is there. Now I'll be able to have it as start tag is h1, data is Python for data science, and end tag is h1, right? Now what I'm doing is I'm providing style tag. Script is there, script. So what we can say is start tag is style, attribute, that is type, name is type, and value is text less CSS, right? Then after, what is data? Data is, yeah, and one more thing is the other attribute too is that is we can say PE, and for that we can say it is text less CSS, right? So that value we are able to get it here, right? Then we can say what is the data for that? That is Python color green. That is that. So that's what we are able to see. And style, that is the and tag. Right. Now if I give it this way, that is script type is equal to text slash JavaScript. Then we are having alert, tag start, tag end. That way I have given. So script start tag is script, type is text slash JavaScript, the value which is given here. This is being modified, right? This was type, isn't it? Type is equal to text plus CSS. So this was we were able to see, isn't it? It was not PE, okay? It was modified by mistake. Something was deleted, right? Okay. So this is data. Data is there for alert, strong, hello, this one, and then after end, that is script. Okay. Now for comments, we can say if we are giving the comment, then it says it is a comment, and whatever is the comment, that also it gives. Fine. The comment, this is the first comment, this is the second comment, right? Now if I give it this way, parser.feed, this and GT, then and this one, right? For that, what we can say is data is greater than, greater than, greater than. What is it? And GT is for greater than symbol. This and hash 62, that is also for the what you can say greater than symbol. This is the name GT. This is the integer value GT, and this is for hexadecimal GT, right? So for all the things, the data is that is greater than, right? Now, if we are having the chunk, that is what we can say is not chunk, but the HTML is given, and we want to find the chunks, or you can say the parts of it. What we can say is for chunk in this list, and we are passing chunk by chunk, one by one chunk we are passing, and we want to get what is the type or the things are there. First is span, right? First is span. Then after, what is that? We can say buff is that. Then after, we can say ERED. This one is that. Then after, we are having the tags, right? Then after, we can say span, right? Though we have given it separately, it considers it as the and tag, that is the span, right? Parser.field. Now here we are giving P tag, A tag, right? Let's see what it gives for us. P is the start tag. A is start tag. In that we are having class link. href main. These are the attributes. Then and no, sorry, tag soup. That is what? It is the data. And tag, that is for P and A, right? So let us have data frame to HTML table. Let's say import pandas as PD, that is always there with us. For to render a pandas data frame to HTML table, we use pandas.dataframe.to_HTML. So what we do for that? Say marksheet, that is marks HTML data frame, that is equal to pt.dataframe. We are providing name, then marks of physics, chemistry, algebra, right? 3 columns, no, 4 columns are there. One is for name and 3 columns are there for the marks. Now what we are doing is for this data frame dot to_HTML, that will give us the HTML. Okay, we can see the table, border, T hat, TR, TH, right? TD, that's what we are able to get. The data is converted, our data frame is converted to the HTML table, right? If we want to write the HTML to the file, then you can use it as say open students table.html in write mode, open the file in write mode, and then after this write HTML. What is HTML? That is what we have got here after converting data frame to the HTML, right? So with that, we can say we'll be doing the write, and then after we'll be closing the file, right? So where is the file? It is there on the disk, right? You can open the file and you can see the content of it, fine? So now HTML row string to data frame. Now here the string is given. This is multi-line string. So we are giving 3 quotes. The HTML text we are giving, and then the and, right? This is what is the string only, right? Multi-line string is being defined. That is using HTML string, right? Now what we are doing is display HTML string as like data frame. So for that we can be using from ipython.display import display underscore HTML. Display underscore HTML, where we are passing this string and we are saying row is equal to true, right? So we are able to see it as programming language creator here. It is like data frame. Whatever data is given here, that was in tabular format, that we are able to see it as the HTML, not HTML, it is as pandas data frame, right? Now HTML row string to data frame. For that we can say, let us read the string. Then after we can say for the df, what we are having of that 0. What we get with that, that is we can say we are getting the data frame, isn't it? That was the data frame. It this shows as a list, right? They show not exactly list, but we can say the row and column, but that is there inside a list like thing, right? Now what we are taking is, we are taking it of 0. So we'll be able to get it as the table. That is the way we are having our data frame, right? And that's all for today. XML parsing we'll see in the next class.